Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is the Thaumaturge. So, last episode we found ourselves, well, knuckle deep in a, frankly, moist murder mystery, and, well, from here we continue. The Mud Rat King said he had another avenue that he wanted to explore. As far as the case is concerned, also, a prostitute threatened to give us gonorrhea if we didn't ensure the kid's safety. I would rather not have it. So, I'll try to keep him alive, I guess.
If you came here to prattle on about justice again, spare yourself the trouble.
Not sure I should show him the hook just yet. But this is literally the only other option we have, so... let's try talking about the victim first.
Who was the last victim? You must know their name.
I do, but you don't have anything to convince me.
Is there anything else? I got the hook from the victim's body. Local kids had stolen it.
I already have a few of these.
Because of it, I know, let's call it, the scent of the murderer. A thaumaturge could be useful in a case like this.
But the case is closed. That's enough. When I get sober, I put you in jail, I swear. Now leave me alone.
We'll see about that. I'll find out why you're so reluctant to run this investigation, and then we'll resume it together.
What? You're going to cast a spell on me, magician?
Who knows? Don't go anywhere. I felt something. Where is it?
A gleam in the eye. The retrieved hook. Evidence of the crime and a new clue almost exhilarated Pelevin. I can feel the officer would like to find the strength to reopen the investigation. I'll take a look around. A police hat, crumpled and tossed into the mud. Maybe it can be washed. Cursing, he angrily sent the symbol of his work where it belonged. Alone, against everyone. What's the point in trying? Someone without ambition and without conscience will always come along and give a heartless order. To do things fast or to do more, but never to do them better. Broken bottles, a floor covered in broken glass, a throwing competition without a target. In addition to the bottles, he also threw words full of resignation and bitterness. They were joined in their flight by his sense of duty, the satisfaction of a job well done, and the last shred of heart he once had for the job. He doesn't want to lose it, but can he manage to hold on to it? And thus the conclusion we draw is the dying flame. It's not too late to convince Pilevin. He doesn't believe Kayetan is guilty and would like to find the true killer. Well, the fight is still smoldering in him. I just need to rekindle the flame.
Of all the giants in Povishla, you walk into this one again.
You won't give up that easy. Deep down, you're not that kind of man. Tilting at windmills has dimmed your investigator's instinct, but you won't give them the satisfaction.
I don't have the strength.
I do. Let's bring this case to a close. Let's find the real fisherman.
You're right. The Dubber is innocent. I'm not going to fall in with a heartless system where all that matters is the quarterly performance. Come, I'll show you the body. It's still in the ice room, unless the pallbearer took it. I'll tell you the rest of the story there.
Viktor Szulski, Thaumaturge.
Antoni Nigorevich Pilevin.
Lead the way.
I hope I don't regret it, Thaumaturge.
Just a couple of dudes walking dude-like. Nice. So, we now have to wait until nightfall to question some whores. I need to find a bench. This guy's not in a hurry, and it irks me.
There he is. Tadeusz Pielecha, a Powiśle man. Childless, 46 years old. He was a fisherman. Ну, Thaumaturge, за дело.
Last victim's body. Cold. Butchered. Reeks of blood and fish. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, even though I heard it mere seconds ago. There's a heat of living fingers imprinted on the dead skin, frosted by rapid breathing. Someone has dragged the body towards the nightly ripple of the river. The trip was short, the effort passing, the satisfaction wild, the contempt boundless.
He has multiple wounds and bruises.
Yeah, he was tortured before he died. But the immediate cause of death was a strong hit to the back of the head. Stunned like a fish. It's a joke.
I presume it's his trademark.
Yes, he always puts pebbles in place of gouged out eyes. Ordinary river pebbles, probably collected at the local wharf.
Pebble, left by the fisherman in the victim's eye socket. The pebble with dried blood on it is surrounded by echoes of obsessive thoughts. Someone has shoved it into the empty eye socket, wondering why they hesitated so long if it was so satisfying. Memories filled with pain fluttered in the head like fat moths.
All he had was his wedding ring.
I accidentally
But
skipped
we
his
gave
first
it back to the
line.
widow because she was crying that she wanted to have a memento of her husband.
We should ask her to show this wedding ring to us. Where can I find the widow?
She lives in a house on the corner, between the marketplace and Yaja's brothel.
Pilecha wasn't the fisherman's first victim. What about the others?
There was another fisher, a porter, a traveling saleswoman, but this is our best clue.
Were other victims from around here as well?
Some spent all their lives in Powiśle. Others were passing through, and they were just unlucky.
Then it's certain the fisherman lives in the area and knows it well. Which means he probably also keeps his victims somewhere around here.
And then just drops them on the bank?
Did he have a family?
We only know about the wife. They didn't seem to get along.
All right, the autopsy's over. When did Pilecha's wife report he was missing?
She admitted she was worried her husband had been gone for 3 days. She did take her time.
Maybe she was the one who killed him.
Why don't you talk to her? If you need me, I'll be at the moonshine.
Hideout. Pilecha confessed that the fisherman's victims lived in Powiśle or were passing through, so the fisherman must be a local. He knows the area well, and his hideout must be close by. So, first thing, well, we can... Oh. I guess this is her? Weird.
Hello.
I can't stand this weather. Can I help you?
Why would I think she's selling anything? And frankly, I'm pretty sure I don't want it.
Do you have any valuables to sell? Like jewelry?
Didn't I just
What jewelry?
intentionally
Look at
avoid
me.
this question?
I had Pilecha's ring, but I sold it to a pawn shop. Money don't stink, you know. They didn't want anything else anyway.
And where is this pawn shop?
At Browarno Street.
I have to go now.
Goodbye.
Hold on. Bench. A wooden seat overlooking the house of the fisherman's last victim. Wood that has split from cold, 1,000 storms, and the scorching sun holds more than just sand in its cracks. There's a hateful thought in the grain. Someone was surprised the house didn't stink with those frickin' fish. Let's see about this ring first.
What now?
I sure hope this guy doesn't do anything stupid. I mean, the last couple of episodes have had the titles be all about it. I want to be a better man today. Barely, but I do.
I'd like to see your jewelry.
Gems? Bangles? Spangles?
Wedding rings. Golden.
Uh-huh. Congratulations.
Preferably from a stiff. I know you've got one here.
What does a magician need a ring like that for?
Say again that you're getting married when you never mentioned it in the first place. Curious. See, I know the proud answer is going to result in that very thing I'm trying to... Well, I don't want to say I'm trying to avoid it, because I do love my XP. But I don't know why I don't know why I went for that. It's supposed to be the sound of sipping, not thinking of some liver and fava beans. I don't know why I did that.
I've already told you. I'm getting married.
I do have one, but it's not for sale. It brings me luck.
Dead man's talisman. The pawnbroker is very happy that the ring previously belonged to a dead man. He believes that such an item will bring him good luck. Well, I don't want the goddamn ring. I just want to touch it.
Can I just take a look at it?
No looking.
Come on. Touching is free.
Can I just take a look at it?
No looking.
That's a shame.
I'll be back.
No need.
Can you feel it? It's the smell of mystery.
Over the scent of dead bodies and fish. No. No, I can't smell mystery. Ah.
I failed.
I failed. Well, we need some heart. Let's give it to him. I do not remember which line is for heart. Bond of speed. The salutors' next action. Not great. Mirror. Someone has secured it against breaking with an absurd pile of pillows. Pillows secure the decorative frame, but on the pristine surface there's a scratch. An irrational fear of potential ill fortune distorts the poor wretch's reflection, showing a face deprived of reason. Figure. The stone angel seems to have its eyes on the entire room. The lone wing, while small and coarse, seems to spread across the shop, enveloping the owner in a sense of security. Anxiety gives way to clear comfort every time he sets his eyes on the talisman that keeps all evil outside. Really? That's all there is?
What's now?
I'm tempted to just let the bodies hit the floor, but be the change you want to see. Why are there wedding ring? Yeah, find the murderer.
Aren't your legs getting sore? Stupid question. Let's wait until... So, let's kill some time.
Oh. Here's a beefy one.
Good evening.
Cloud behind the corner, 5 kopecks. Naked in a bed, 15. A blower will cost you 3. Unless you just want to watch something, then it's 2. If it's something else you're after, you can fuck off, or I'll call for help.
Piotrek Justa sent me. He's a nice kid.
Piotr sent you? Well, why didn't you say so? I'll give you a discount then.
No, that's not why I'm here. I just want to talk.
Well, fire away before someone is onto us.
About what? On to us about what? Am I going to get assassinated by ninjas again?
The fisherman. Have you heard anything about him?
Only the things everyone's been prattling on about. But if it's information you want, buy yourself a newspaper. 2 kopeckas. Any other questions? Or should we get to the point?
What about Tadeusz Pielecha? Do you know anything about him?
What a miserable chap. No one could ever cheer him up. It must be really hard for his wife now. A friend of a friend saw him in a moonshine often. A local joint.
I know where it is.
Anything else?
Thank you for being willing to talk to me. Goodbye.
Give my best to Piotruś.
Hey, what are you up to? Bothering the lady? Nothing comes for free.
I'm just thinking to myself that doesn't for some reason I had thought they were all connected to the brothel. But I can see now the idea makes no real sense. So of course she has a pimp. I'm for certain not going to pay this guy. My sister would just not stand for that.
I was only asking the lady a few questions. I'll take my leave.
Over my dead body.
Forget it. This is nothing, really. Just idle chit-chat, that's all.
I'm supposed to step in if any fishermen or others can't bother you. So I am. Unless you want to be left alone. And you? Come here. Losing a few teeth will teach you not to waste a hooker's time.
That's going to be a shame for you, bud. Oh, cute. He brought a gun, too. Let's see. He's got resistance, but the Bukovac will take care of that. He's got terrible focus, but he... Let's see. We'll have to see how their turns land first before we can fully play. Ooh, that's not great. I mean, the damage won't be significant, but it will be annoying. Counterattack prepping inflicts damage and reduces focus, and then applies counterattack to himself. Okay, but counterpoint. What if you never got your turn? Really? 250% chances he won the goddamn lottery. Well, now I'm just freaking annoyed. We need a Bukovac to take care of this guy's trait. Well, that's going to be a problem. Skill speed increases by 1 when the attacker's health points fall below 50%. So, if in the next round his health falls below 50%, I guess this ability just skips straight to the current round, is what it's saying. Or is basically reduced by 1 round. Okay, so he just has to not get one then. I think I can arrange that, because strangely bullets don't seem to affect us all that much. Still have to inflict suffering on this guy, though. Crap, come on. I think I did put it on him. Good, good, good. I thought of... Oh, that's bad. I didn't expect the guy to... How did he get his turn? That doesn't make any sense. Half of 32 is 16. I don't understand. How the frick did he... That doesn't make any sense. The Lelik was supposed to go before he got his turn, thus interrupting his turn. How did he get his turn? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. What? That completely screwed my plan. So that's why it says it won't restore any frickin' focus. I was going to try and restore my focus this time, but this guy's just going to shoot me and eat my 3 focus. Dick. Unless I bop him a good one, that is. I did the wrong thing there. This is what we need. Using the Bukovac would be an absolute waste. This guy's... Yeah, we should probably stick with the Lelik. We'll address that shortly. Let's see. The guy does not die this turn. That's just annoying. See, the issue here is I need to stop this guy's action. But I also need to apply suffering to the other guy. And I just can't do that. I can't do both right now. Oh well. Will you please leave my kidneys alone? Okay. What an absolute mess that fight was. Well.
Good evening.
Good evening. What do you want?
I bet he's a customer. Do you want to put him off?
How do I know if he is a customer or not? Bad things happen in this weather.
You're right. What brings you here?
Something continues to elude you. Well, perception didn't pick up on anything in the immediate area. Let's just ask about
What do
the
you know
fisherman.
about the fisherman?
What an odd question. Unless... God, it's him! He came to kill us!
But they just got him. That freak who painted corpses was the fisherman. He created inspiration for himself. Right?
Take it easy. I was sent here by Piotrek Justa.
Somehow I don't believe you. Maybe you got him too, fisherman.
Piotrek introduced me to Auntie Clara too. I assure you they are both alive. I just want to talk to you.
Well, if you hang around with Piotrek, you can be the fisherman. Especially if you're that handsome.
This is Auntie Clementina, and you can call me Auntie Anastasia, like the Tsar's daughter.
But we don't know anything about the fisherman, and we'd rather not talk about him. Poor guy.
God dang
He
it, I
was
skipped the
one
freaking line
fisherman
again.
God, this time. You shouldn't say bad things about the dead.
But
Pileha came to visit us, our Bodhi house, the day before he died. He wouldn't pay, so Auntie Yaja, the madam, had him thrown out.
thank you. I will talk to her.
I've had it. Let's get out of here. I'm not going to stay here any longer, getting wet and tempting fate.
Let's go. Yaja will get over it.
So they do belong to the brothel, but there's just a random. There's just one of them just. So what? Why was there a pimp? The madam is the pimp. Why was there a pimp? I mean, I could understand if it said he was the brothel's enforcer or something like that. Then that just says to me he's working for the madam to protect the prostitutes, which makes sense. It doesn't make sense that he's a pimp when the madam is the pimp. But we snap our fingers and we head this way. Crap, I almost went into Silent Hill. Crap. No, we're still not done with the brothel. What? Why would I have... Well, I guess we're done. That's... Why would I need to change the time?
Let's wait until...
I guess morning is fine?
So
Piano. An old, barely working instrument. Thoughts of lost hopes in the mean city of Warsaw, unstrung like the instrument they've settled on. Suddenly they vanish completely, replaced by violent memories as their owner senses the odious smell of fish in the air.
Is the gent looking to forget his worries for a while? Discretion guaranteed. I haven't had an angry wife come here yet.
are you the owner of this establishment?
Of course, precious. Welcome to Auntie Yaja's bawdy house.
Who usually plays the piano here?
Would that it were only one. We get no shortage of has-been artists here, or them that try to bamboozle the girls into giving them a better price, especially if they're drunk. One of the girls saw it in a pawn shop. It wasn't cheap.
Your employees play too?
I can find you someone that can tickle the ivories. But that's not what I pay them for.
Tell me about this place.
All right, precious. Ask away.
When you send your girls out to work, aren't you concerned about their safety?
You must be the reason Anastasia and Clementina came back crying. Do you know how long it took me to calm them down?
At least here they are safe.
They are safe out there. Is that clear?
I've heard Tadeusz Pilecha came here the day before he died.
You're not from around here, Precious, are you? What are you snooping around for?
Well, the second one is just nasty.
A thaumaturge's habit. So has he been here or not?
He seemed odd, and he didn't pay, and I value our time, so I had him kicked out.
Do you remember which girl he spent his time with that day?
Not at all.
Can I take a look around the rooms where you receive customers?
No, Precious. Whoever enters the rooms must pay first. That's the rule.
That's going to be awkward. Ugh. I just can't find a good reason to threaten her. I mean, yeah, she was saying that the girls are safer outside for whatever reason, which makes no earthly sense. But, I mean, she's a pimp. What, is she going to treat them well? No, she pays them. So they spread their legs. You know, we've been very good. We've managed to avoid sending his sister any weird bills. Unfortunately, that habit breaks today.
Let's make a deal. You let me in, and I'll settle Pilecha's debt. Will 5 rubles cover it?
10.
Fine. In fact, the establishments of Śródmieście aren't as expensive as my sister told me.
Go on. Upstairs with you. Just don't scare my girls.
And I only mention the sister when it comes to paying because, well, there was like that one time with, I cannot remember the guy's name. There was the one time with Victor's friend where he mentioned having to pay for the something that they did that night. Either it was for the drinks they had all night or something. And she was not too pleased to have to fund that. And I can't really blame her. So I can't imagine she's going to be pleased at all to get a a bill from a fricking brothel. Nothing in here, huh? But I said we'd be back and this place would be a point of
There's
interest.
the smell of mystery.
Toppled table. Did someone throw it? The boy hid under the table just for giggles. He waited for her to come, and when she came, he jumped out from under the table so suddenly that he caught the attention of Auntie Yasya downstairs. But the girl living here only laughed, a long and sincere laugh, a joyful memory. I did not want that. 2 bottles. They used to contain cheap, locally brewed beer. The urchin brought her favorite beer, but she had a customer. Screw it. This time she'll make an exception and send the John off. She'd rather be drinking warm, flat beer than indulging the whims of Warsaw degenerates. And who could blame her? This time we discover an ornate box. Its appearance stands out from the monotony of the threadbare room. A thought frolics around the box. Piotr stole something from her again, but can you blame him? The boy's like a brother, unruly and careless, but he's the only reason she still smiles. But this trace is the fisherman's trace. Clara's trace. And thus the conclusion we reach. Around the rooms, Clara's carefree and sincere affection for Piotr beams from the items. I was almost touched. The boy doesn't realize that his auntie is the fisherman. I have to find her. Piotr may be in danger. Gotta admit, didn't expect a hooker to be a freaking serial killer. Definitely didn't expect that. Especially considering how gruesome the... Well, I mean... No, it doesn't make sense. I mean... She gouges out the eyes, but to actually kill them, she just hits them in the back of the head. There would be no end to the... Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't be all that gory to just their eyes out, but... So if we know it's Clara, why in the world do we need the wedding ring? Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. And it will get to that and possibly involve violence. And you know what? I had unsolicited violence already. Hold on. A toppled ladder. A tall ladder that was knocked over by someone or something. The ladder is splashed with paint and droplets of overwhelming fear. Someone was afraid to pass under its steps as much as a child fears descending into a dark basement. Fear of terrible misfortune has soaked into the pine knots. And yeah, the trace of course belongs to the pawn shop owner. I didn't even need to see the indication underneath this. And thus the conclusion we draw that will get us what we need is the touch wood. The pawnbroker is very superstitious. He fears almost everything and tries to secure himself from any danger, even the most unlikely. If he could be convinced that the dead man's ring is not something he would like to possess... Hey, and look where we are. Right next to the pawn shop. Hoop here. Do your thing.
What now? You can feel evil energy creep out from every corner surrounding you. You're afraid you might be hexed. You don't realize you bring bad luck on yourself. How so? Don't you know dead people's things, especially personal items, attract restless souls? Can you hear the whispers? Is it the wind? It's strangely cold here.
Take this cursed ring away from me. I don't want it.
I'll happily rid you of this potential curse.
Victim's wedding ring. It belonged to Thaddeus Piesha. What a rumbling clatter and eerie tremolo. Horses in the sky, horses tramping in the sky, hooves clattering. A thought echoes in the mind like a mantra caused by pain and panic. It ate into the gold ring like crimson rust as its owner drew his last breath.
again? You're looking for trouble, I swear to God.
Is it the weather that has this effect on you?
One more word, and we will take you out.
I don't see how Piotrek Yosta's name would help here. Let's find out if he truly is the king of the mud rats. I don't know how that would be actually relevant here, but I just like saying he's the king of the mud rats.
I'm a friend of Piotrek Yosta.
Hey, do you hear the kind of names being tossed around here? You better find some friends your own age. Pervert. Get that fancy pants.
Violence it is. Gun and 2 fists. One guy only has 2 focus. But of course he's going to have the trait that reduces impact on his focus. The other 2 heal, but no resistance. I don't care about the healing. What irks me is risk, which is going to give us some manner of ick. Oh, that's not great. Well, if we don't do something, we stand to lose half of our health. Cast State on your allies for 5 rounds. Speeds up queued skill by 1 round. So I totally don't want this guy to have his turn. That's what I'm getting. Though it is definitely not uncommon for us to just completely fail 2 back-to-back 50-50s. Again, the damage there is not the point. Good lord, we stand to lose so freaking much. I really don't want this guy to cast that. How many rounds does that last? 5. Good God. And I cannot kill him quickly. The issue is the action this guy is trying to take, and he can just keep spamming it over and over again until he gets it off, and then he'll probably switch to something that deals damage, which irks to no end. We could try going for the kill. But we then still can't interrupt his turn. We have to go for the 50-50 and... it's going to be rough. Okay, we got that. Unfortunately, he's still trying. Now I can try to interrupt his turn. Dang, that's... Was using suffering on him? Well, the skill is Old Wound. Was casting suffering on him worth it? Yeah, I need it for stalling. Well, I need it to kill this guy. When honestly, I could have just had the Veles use Good Luck Kiss on this guy. And then I could have just focused on, well, I'd only get the one shot at doing this. Yeah, this should have been my first move. Use Good Luck Kiss on that guy, hoping to get the 50-50 in my favor, and just outright killing it. Because even if I lost the 50-50 on the interrupt, that guy would still, well, we'd still have to win that 50-50 in order to get the kill on him. And then I'd have the actions in between, but then he'd still be able to hit first. Life is hard, you know? We stand to lose a lot of health, like so much. Yeah, it feels like focusing on this guy was a complete waste because he's just going to get that off. And I'd much rather not take as much damage. Which is me presuming that it actually lands. Screw it. Either it works or it doesn't. This is gonna hurt a bit. Remind me, why didn't I cast, what's its mug? I could have used Old Wound to prevent that, but we find ourselves here now. Wait, okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. I could have given myself one more focus by getting the next skill on the heart line, or branch, let's say. There's definitely a better way I could have gone about this. Here's hoping we win the 50-50. Got him. Okay. That's not going to really help us right now. Yeah, so we can interrupt this guy's turn. Guaranteed, which is great. Just great. Then we stall again for that delicious HP, not MP. There's no MP to be found here. Let's see. All right, the Vukovac just cleans up here, doesn't he? Yeah, he just absolutely cleans up. If I leave things as they are, I think the other guy dies in a single turn. No, in 2 turns, I mean. Go with that and then interrupt this guy's turn. Because we do that a lot. I'm afraid of pain. Right, I forgot about his whole healing thing. That's probably what kept suffering from actually killing him. Well, frick, we don't actually need to do anything now. Like, they both just die now. Well, that was easy. Eat up. So, back to the bar.
Anybody else got a problem with me?
Gotta be honest, that looks kind of weird.
I thought so.
You literally just walk in. Anybody else got a problem? I mean, sure, they know what happened outside, but it's like, if the fight had occurred in here, that would have much more impact. Like, you could just have him say it right here. Just no special camera angles or anything. Just, anyone else have a problem with me? Thought so. Simple. But the way it was done was just the worst way you could have gone about it. The bartender's cloth. A threadbare piece of fabric to wipe glasses. Cloth that's stiff from dirt is marked by beer stains and remnants of conversations. See, that's the sort of thing that I find truly disgusting. He doesn't wash the cloth. He doesn't have others to clean the beer glass. Maybe it's just for the bar itself. And he doesn't actually use this to clean the beer, whatever it is he pours the beer into. But I'm not hopeful. Words of joy, words of pain, wishes of good fortune, secrets. Only companions make life in this despicable place at least somewhat bearable. Axe. Someone has driven it deep into the wooden wall. Though it appeared otherwise, the item still carries a good memory. A simple game of axe throwing made long evening conversations more pleasant for the companions who've known each other since childhood. There are also words running down the handle, fresh and sad. Grief for the one who will never again join them for a drink. Yeah. So the Piotrek name drop was the wrong choice. Although, to be fair, it made more sense for me to name drop Piotrek than... I don't remember the guy's name, though I do remember how to pronounce it, which is a weird state. That douche. That douche. The douche. Yeah, I think it's the douche. It's close. But yeah, the douche Pielach is the one I should have name dropped. Unfortunate. Because apparently they liked the guy. Or, enough. Being that they were friends. So, hold on. I thought that was it. A cigarette butt in an ashtray. Ash blends with thoughts and powders them gray. Don't make a mistake. Stay calm. Watch the victim patiently. She can hear her brother's voice in her head, as scolding as ever. As always, you dumb oaf, you're good for nothing.
Just no brawling, please. What can I get you?
Well, you should have taken that attitude before before someone pulled a pistol on me.
I know Tadeusz Pielecha liked to come here.
Wouldn't you rather have a drink? I don't feel like talking about Tadek.
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about Dick either, but you brought it up, so now I'm curious. Observation, not a word. The bartender doesn't want to talk about that, Iush. I get it. I'm not from here, but maybe I can convince him. Somehow. Conclusion. At the moonshine, every patron here. Well, patient isn't that far off, though, is it? I mean, you take one step outside, you need some sort of mental care. No wonder they don't want to talk to me. I can sense a deep sadness in the bartender caused by the loss of one of his companions. I could take advantage of this and get him to confide in me about the fisherman's latest victim. It seems kind of rude to, goad the guy into telling us what he knows about Piela. So, we touched the
You
blood.
miss him, so do the others. You've known him for ages, and now the mere mention of his name tears a hole in your heart. Help me, and I will do him justice.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. If he went back to his wife that night rather than here, I guess he'd be still alive.
That means he spent his last night here?
Yeah, when he left, that was the last we ever saw him. It was pissing down that night, too. And a few days later, he was lying sprawled out on the river bank like a dead fish.
I suppose you don't have many customers on rainy nights like that. Can you remember who else was here?
Just regulars. Same as today, some hookers come by at times. Today we've got one copper and one intrusive posh boy, which is unusual. I mean you.
Stop being cute.
Did Pielecha leave alone?
Gienek, the steel worker, left with him, but he came back shortly after and passed out in the corner. Then a hooker went out, probably to work.
Do you remember which one?
Clara. She's the caring one. She chums around with the little shit Justa.
This would all... I have to admit, the mystery itself is kind of just like... kind of ruined, I have to say. Because we know it's Clara. And now it's just... we're just picking up pieces in order to move this thing along so we can get to the confrontation. Which sucks. Because these parts of the mystery, the stuff where you're putting things together to figure it out, and you've got suspects and evidence, and none of it makes sense, but you've got to put it all together to make it make sense, is the best part of mysteries. The whodunit is... basically just the orgasm. Everything else is the work you put in before it. It's the most fun part. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say.
Did you talk to him?
Tadek did more drinking than talking. He only complained that Yadja had him removed from the brothel. He didn't avail himself of it, and he wouldn't pay for nothing. Other than that, no. He was a man of few words.
I'll be off now.
Good riddance.
You watch your tone, young man. Into darkness. Pielha left the moonshine, vowing not to return to his wife. In the morning, he was already lying on the riverbank, dead. The conclusion we thusly draw is the last road. Thaddeus Pielha died after leaving his favorite bar. His horses in the sky may relate to the last thing he heard before his death. Horse-drawn coaches and carriages going across the bridge that towers over the district. So, a fisherman's torture chamber may be located under its massive arches in one of the barracks there. Cigarette butts in a can. Cigarette butts thrown in a can in front of one of the warehouses. The cigarette butts were filled with hateful thoughts exhaled with each drag. He just has to finish up with Pielha now that he's on the table, toss him out on the riverbank and go back to his place. Conclusion. Tangled mind. The murderess bears a trauma from her past. Pain and anger impelled her to take revenge on men for the hurt caused by her brother, who reeked of fish. They stripped her of moral inhibitions, and her disappointment with Warsaw and her life gave her a twisted excuse for killing.
Auntie Clara, what did you do to the boy?
Piotrus's older friend. I expected this to be only a matter of time. I warned you he would get hurt.
You warned me not to let him get hurt.
Why is he lying still? What did you do to him?
For now, he's only sleeping. The little angel. Like the others. Don't be a hero, or the lad's done for.
My only question is, what withdraw actually means? Does it just mean stop whatever we were going to do, or does it mean leave? Because then basically he just dies either way. We'll try to play it careful.
Let's not be rash. Let's talk.
Indeed. Everything would have worked out if it wasn't for this pesky kid.
How do you imagine?
Why are you even doing this?
Why wouldn't I be doing this? Why wouldn't I slaughter those stinking sods? My only regret is that I didn't start sooner.
We definitely have to play this in Piotr's favor.
You won't hurt him the same way you were hurt because you don't hate him. I have seen and felt how carefree you become in his presence, as if he gave you back moments of childhood that you never had.
I'm sorry, Piotruś.
Now, we'll leave together.
No, magician. Piotruś has all the time in the universe. I don't.
Stop!
What the fuck is this place?
Right. where are you
Who's this
coming
woman?
from?
Is she...
She's your fisherman. She's the one behind.
Fucking hell. I knew I would regret it. Don't tell me the kid is dead too. Well?
He's alive.
Then wake him up and let's get out of here. It really stinks of fish.
Everything okay? You all right?
All right. Yeah, I'm all right.
You're lucky the kid's in one piece. How could you be so irresponsible and act alone?
There was no time to think. I had to act fast.
And I think you followed your pride, Mr. Great Thaumaturge.
Would you ever think she's the murderess?
No. This is where my intuition failed.
Yep, I never saw it
I also
coming
didn't
either.
anticipate that she'd take her life like this.
I'm sorry I didn't notify you before.
Apologizing won't change the fact that the murderess is dead.
Yeah, I don't really care about that part. Like, how is that? Was it even possible to actually go and get him to bring him along? Because I don't see that being a thing. That, I mean, maybe I could have.
I'm sorry for dragging you into this, lad.
Nah, forget about it. The risk comes with the job. But I guess you'll have to conduct your next investigation without me.
How did you end up on this table?
I found this dive, and as I was going to get you, Auntie Clara showed up. Then, I don't remember.
I understand. What will happen to Cayetana now?
The perpetrator is deceased, so now I have to tie all the murders to her corpse. It'll take a while without a testimony. Seeing as you've bungled everything here, I'm tempted to hold your painter until he croaks.
Just tell me when you release him.
I'll call you.
I'll be waiting for your call regarding Cayetana's case, Commissioner.
Sure.
Goodbye.
Take care, partner. We did good.
Let's go. I'll show you the police station.
I mean, the kid's testimony could help, but it's literally, I came across her and, well, then I ended up on a table. It's a testimony of debatable value, let's say. Goodness, that was a whole thing and a half, wasn't it? As such, this is where we call it a day. And it's been a full one, so dry those eyes. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back on Thursday with another episode. And frankly, who knows what sort of trouble we're going to get into in the next one. I was not expecting a freaking murder mystery. Much less one that could actually surprise me in terms of who the perpetrator was. Also, the fact that I could have ended up getting Piotr's killed, that would have sucked. Again, I'm not entirely sure that we could have gotten the commissioner to come along with us, but I mean, We were all the way over there. He was all the way at the bar. Sure, we left the bar shortly before, but we would just check. It was the whole thing, and none of it was my fault. That's all. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.